Start here. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the LDV live stream. I am David Maldo, your host. And if you've been following Let's Do Video, you know that traditionally we covered business video conferencing. But over the last few years, I've been becoming, I was going to say interested, but the word might be obsessed with live streaming, sharing content online, the way the masses are using video these days. So I was very interested when I came across this new platform called Everytale. Seems to be a little bit of live streaming, a little bit of sharing recorded content. Uh, Not like Twitch for kids and gamers. This is business stuff, business oriented. There are ways to monetize. Um, it was a lot for me to process at once, so I was lucky enough to get the Everytale team here to help us out. So, guys, can you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, David. My name is Valery.
Valerie, good to have you here.
And I'm Andre.
Andre. And Valerie and Andre, what are your positions at Everytale?
Yeah, I'm the CEO of Everytale.
Yeah, and I'm taking care of marketing and product at Everytale.
Great. Exactly the two guys I need to talk to here today. So help me out. Is this Twitch for business or is this YouTube for better content sharing and curation? Is this a community? Is this a platform? It seems to be a little bit of everything. How can we best explain Everytale to our viewers?
Yeah, Andre talks about it the whole day, so you can start.
This seems like a marketing question, Andre.
Well, it's a good one. We're doing a bunch of things. Everytale from the beginning on was planned as a marketplace for events. So while all the platforms at that time were trying to strive to get to build as customizable as possible, we were thinking we would like to build like an ecosystem for events. We weren't specified on any specific type of events, and this is how we sort of gradually started to develop. We had huge clients like Amazon on our platform hosting career days, but we also have public speakers and lecturers on our platform. So it's very, very unique for every type of person. I think one of the main goals for us at Everytale is to build a barrier-free environment for everyone to come in, host an event, and scale it, get more audience, and eventually become popular. This is how it's built. So once you're on the platform, you directly see this marketplace built like, let's say, interface. And after that, you go into event creation, or you can go ahead and search through events and educate yourself or expand your horizons in some industries and other domains. So this is basically it.
Okay, so now let me hone in. And by the way, full disclosure, I was briefed a few weeks ago. This isn't the first time we met, but I'm just pretending that I was a bad analyst, didn't take notes, and completely forgot everything. So that way our viewers could have the, starting from scratch experience. So what we're talking about here, it's not a content sharing platform. It's a virtual events platform. And now I'm getting excited because I feel like virtual events, of all the things we did online during the pandemic, that was the one thing where we need the most help. We did a great job of meeting with our teams online. Everyone said, oh, just as productive working at home because we had video. Video was a winner. We did a great job sharing content online. Everything was wonderful, but virtual events, we said, yeah, I went to this virtual event. I went to that virtual event. I hope the pandemic ends soon because I want to go back in person because virtual events, they're just not, there's something missing. It seems like all the existing platforms, it doesn't feel like a virtual event. It feels like I'm sitting at home watching a webinar. So what is Everytale doing to make it feel more like an event, to make it more interactive? When I go as an attendee, I'm going to go see something on Everytale. What should I expect?
Yeah, go ahead, Valery.
I just want to admit, like, before you start your great pitch, that the problem is in most cases not just about the platform itself, but about how digital savvy is the person who's responsible for hosting this event. Because nowadays, when everything went live, these huge corporations, the CEO just comes to some office and say to some guy that in 1 month we have to host the event for 10,000 people, and you're in charge. And this is when the guy, it's all is up to him or her how this event would go. And the problem is most of the platforms right now, they offer the technology for hosting this event. What we're doing is we're providing the ecosystem and take this pain from his shoulder to our shoulders to provide the most exciting virtual event possible. And Andre may tell you how we do it.
Okay, so it's a service. It's not just a platform. I don't just sign up and do it yourself. You guys are gonna help me make it a good event. Okay, could you tell us a little more about how that would work?
Sure. I would love to sort of clarify that one for you. Um, our the main goal of the most virtual events platforms and virtual event businesses in general is to make profit, make revenue, and virtual events platforms as startups who had a bunch of dollars in financing, they just wanted to grow. And one thing that all the virtual events platforms have neglected completely is customer support and customer services for virtual events. And even after 2 years of the pandemic, a lot of companies still don't know how to actually create virtual events, and or not how to create them, but rather how to make them engaging. And this is one of the most central points why a lot of companies are not doing virtual anymore, because they didn't have enough traction, right? They have been doing webinars for 3-4 hours where a monotonous person was speaking for like without a stop, without anything engaging, and they were wondering why our bounce rate is so high. Like, why is there like constantly 20% of attendees coming in, although we had 100% of attendees signed up, right? A lot of bounce rate. The biggest problem, I think, nowadays is that companies and our clients especially, they sometimes don't even seek help for a great event creation process, but we do want to offer it to them. And what we do is with each client is we break it down what their events look like. Of course, if they are willing to, right? It goes into our subscription model. We break it down and we see how the event should look like, and we basically we are taking the complex and making it simple. This is the slogan of Everytale. This is how we do it. We have built a very comprehensive process around it, so we can help every client that comes to us at scale. And the clients that we have so far, we're very, very proud with our performance. I think the best example, just to jump back to one of the most complicated events we have hosted, is with Amazon, something that we were able to do within 2 weeks, while their previous vendor has taken around 6 months for only setting up. As a matter of fact, once we are in discussions, month later, this platform vendor came back to Amazon and said, "This would be the pricing for your event." While the event has passed like 5 months ago. That was hilarious. The person we were in contact just called me and said, "Hey guys, like, we're so thankful that you're so flexible and so cool, so understanding, and so fast, because in a lot of cases the speed and the accuracy, the customer support, are the most decisive points." So this is basically it. Customer support and the personalized customer journey for Everytale is the most central points to success.
Yeah, because I think a lot of these platforms just kind of throw the presenters to the wolves, say, "Here's the link," and you click the link and you'll be presenting, and it's like, "Oh, wait a minute." Some people, some people are professional presenters, they're okay, but with the pandemic, we had a lot of people, it was their first time presenting on video. And from basic things to camera angles and lighting and looking at the camera for eye contact. But I think more importantly, people need help with their presentations. The old expression, death by PowerPoint. Death by PowerPoint virtually is just as bad as death by PowerPoint in person. No one wants to see someone read bullet points for 45 minutes. So do you guys get into that level with them? Is it you help them with their lighting and their camera, or do you say, "Hey, let me look at your PowerPoint. This is boring. We need to fix it up. We need more graphics." How deep do we get in with the support?
Well, it depends on the package of the subscription our customers are choosing. There are, let's say, three levels of us getting involved. It's something very superficial, very basic, where we just run over the event and tell where the mistakes could be and what our customers should focus on. Then there is a slightly deeper, let's say, penetration of the event and the event strategy, breaking down exact minute after minute how the event how the event goes, and then I guess the most advanced subscription goes into all the details for marketing materials, for the materials during the event, speakers, and so on. Of course, all the types of subscription includes the person's onboarding and the rehearsal for the event, which is one of the most important points for virtual events. If you want to make it special, if you want to make people, remind their friends to come revisit or rewatch this event that has taken place recently, they wanna see something very engaging or very cool, and you have to be prepared as a speaker always.
Yeah, you want to. I mean, you have to appreciate your viewers' time. They could be watching. Oh, so easy now. I could have a million other tabs open. I could be doing a million other things. If I'm focusing on this, it's got to be good. And I think a lot of virtual events platforms just say that's not my problem. My problem is make sure the video works, make sure the audio works, make sure the website works. And if you put in a bad show and no one watches it, that's your problem. But I think it's pretty smart for you guys to realize that if your customers put on good shows, they're going to come back to you to do more shows. I've worked with people that they did a virtual event. They wanted to do it their way. They wouldn't take my advice. They did a bad virtual event. They don't do any more virtual events. So we don't want to just let people fail. We really want to help them.
Yeah.
It makes sense that you're putting that into your model.
I think one of the other things that I think two additional things that we take care of, the engagement itself, and a person being inside of the box, constantly 24/7 Zoom meetings, virtual conferences, presentations, this boring stuff, and sometimes the content of an event is really boring. You cannot do anything about it if it's something in law or any other engineering or something very, very deep in scientific. Sometimes it's really hard to make these things fun, which is why we have integrated inbound features in Everytale that allows you to do a bunch of stuff with your camera. So it integrates with a virtual camera. Then you can, for instance, resize yourself. You can add your presentation in the background. You can run videos at your background. You can choose all the colors for the background. You can, you have so much space. And as you can see us right now, you pretty much can do the same on Everytale without any further platforms or softwares in use. This is one, and I think another thing that a lot of other platforms are not architecturally built for is the notion of saving the content. How our platform works is that all the events you start, either it is a short webinar or a full-fledged career day or business conference, everything is being recorded. It's up to the admin. Of course, the owner of the event is whether it should stay on the platform or it should be taken. The owners of the event or the vendors of the events also do have all the rights for the content. Of course, it's not the same on all the other platforms, by the way. And one of the most important things, and I think in technologically, it's very cheap for all the companies to store video content on services like AWS. So we give this feature out for free. Our vendors can host their events and they can stay on the platform as long as they want.
Nice. That's a key point, and I'm glad you mentioned that. And I want people to really get that. The first part of that, the production value. I mean, just doing little tricks like my dramatic close-up. It just makes it a little fun, a little more interesting being able to do things like that. But I had to spend like 6 years. I'm using a OBS software to get everything that I've got going here, and most people don't need all of the tricks. I've gone extreme. This is fun for me. This is what I do. This is my day job. if you're doing one event, you don't want to have to learn OBS. It's a bit of a thing to learn, but you want something more than just, a Zoom or an MS Teams box. Nothing against Zoom or MS Teams. So we need something in between. We just need a few tools, a few basic things, resizing yourself, if making yourself bigger when you're speaking, making your guests bigger when they're speaking. And it needs to be something you could learn in 10 minutes, because you just look at it and it says, oh, here's the button to do that. So like a beginner version of video production, and looking at your site and looking at the demos, it seems to be what you've built. Just enough to make it interesting, but not overwhelming. So I want to make sure we didn't miss that when we're sharing with the viewers. The
Yeah,
next
and
question. Oh,
that
I'm sorry.
that
Go ahead.
yeah, David. Sorry, I just wanted to bring a little bit more attention to the retention. What you have mentioned is that, as Andrew said, we use the marketplace-based model, and part of our USP is we bring you additional audience when you host your event, because if you need to sell, 70% of the budget of an event goes for marketing. And in our case, when you host the event on our platform, we bring you the audience from previous hundreds and hundreds of events. So for us, the retention and engagement with the audience is the key factor here to in the end bring as many users as possible to any event organizer on our platform.
And actually, out of everything we talked about, that might be the biggest thing. It might not be the most fun thing. We like our little transitions and graphics and video and audio, but that really is the hardest thing about putting on an event, is getting people to show up. And it's usually based on, what your existing audience is. If you already have 10,000 people on Twitter and 5,000 people on Facebook, you'll get some of those people to go, and that's it. And the same people who do, engage with you in every way. It's really hard to get new people. And a lot of platforms don't help with that. That's really, discoverability. I stream a lot on Twitch, and there's a lot of people streaming on Twitch, and their biggest complaint, or the biggest thing they want more from the platform, is help me with discoverability. I hit go live every night and my same 5 people are watching me. Help me find people. And it's usually on the presenter. I have to go out and find my own. Even, YouTube does a pretty good job. You're watching YouTube and you watch a video on something you're interested in, you see those thumbnails of other things you're interested in, or you can get down that rabbit hole all night. They've sort of got it. TikTok. Well, TikTok isn't really relevant for anything we're doing, but wow, did they have discoverability. You put a video on there and you got 600 views and you don't have any followers. Who's watching this stuff? They just put it out there. But we need discoverability for virtual events, and no platform really seems to do it. Every platform is just, come here, put your virtual event. It's on you to fill the seats. So if you're going to fill some of my seats for me, yeah, that really sets you aside. And how well is that going for you? I mean, do you have any kind of numbers of how many, what percentage of viewers come from organic and what percentage come from discoverability?
It depends on the topic, really, because every user in their profile on our platform, they set the number of the most common topics for them. But usually we increase audience by 10-15% for the meeting. Yeah, and if the event is like, $100 for a ticket, it makes the difference.
Even for paid
The
events?
other, yeah.
Wow.
The other thing is why people don't like I'll put it the other way. Why do you go to the event? You want the network, and why do you want it to be offline? Because 99% of the purposes of entrepreneurs visiting events is the network, and not just getting the basic information from the speaker. And we provide the ability for every user to become the part of the event by creating his own session within the event. So basically, you can create the chat room within the event, and you can name it any way interested for you. Like, I'm a venture investor looking for startups. So basically, what you do is during the event, you can take part of the audience and make them come to your event and just chat, like 6-8 people, just discuss the interesting topic, exchange the information, exchange your contact information, and just leave, go to the other room, go to the other room. And this is how we create this network. And what we do, yeah. Okay.
Let me let you finish. I'm just excited about it. But let me let you
Yeah.
finish.
I wanted to say that we're creating Everytale, not just the platform for online event, but as a social network where you can create your own events, where you can subscribe for this or that speaker. And basically, you shouldn't meet just 2 times a year during some huge events. You can create your own small events. You can create roundtables, and basically, it's like a clubhouse feature with the video and exchanging files, etc. Like extended clubhouse.
Community isn't a word you hear from most virtual event platforms. It's attend the event and then nice knowing you. But community is really, it's the way we do business now is through communities. And it really struck me when you talk about the need to network with other people there. I used to not get that. I used to go to physical events. And I'm going to a physical event because my potential customers have booths that I have to go to their booths and look at their products. And because I might be speaking on some panels and I might want to listen to other people speaking on panels. But the other attendees, I have coffee with them, they're friends, but I'm not there to do business with them. That was just the way my mind worked. And recently I realized I was doing it wrong. And now when I go to these events, I I went to an event last month with a client, and I have 3 pending projects now with other attendees. These were people that I didn't consider them clients. They're friends, they're colleagues, but we had common interests, and now I'm working on projects with them. And what I don't want to say scares me, but disturbs me is that if they had done this event virtually, I would not be doing these projects. If they had done this event virtually, I would have seen the demos from this customer. I would have seen their new thing that they were showing us. I would have got all the information I needed to get. It would have been a great event, but I would not have got these 3 projects because there's just no networking in virtual events. So the fact that you're encouraging that makes me excited. Now, are people really doing it? Because I feel sometimes virtual event companies try to make this happen, and people get scared. They go to the event online and click to talk to someone else. I'm not clicking that. I'm not clicking that. Are people really clicking that?
Yeah, sure. They do it almost every day. I got a call from our customer support, and they are saying, "Hey, we have created this new button, and people are calling us and asking us how to use this button. Oh, and they do it pretty much live. How to use this button? Oh, I got it. I just push it, and like everything works. I understand." So the platform's really easy to use, and this is what differentiates us. And as Andrei said, we've made this Amazon event within like 2 weeks because it's just easy to use. Like I don't want to make the anti ads to any of the vendors, but we have and Andrei can share. We have analyzed like 54 events management platform, and in a bunch of them you should just spend 2-3 months of your time to create the great event. And as the guys from Amazon said, guys, you know the salary of our C-level executives. If they spend 2 months preparing the event, it costs us, like,
Yeah.
it's a bunch of money.
And that's definitely real. I can attest to that because when the pandemic started, my company's called Let's Do Video. Everyone doing virtual events said, "Oh, I want to do video. I'm calling David to help me with their." So I had to learn a lot of these platforms, and I was up nights, I was up weekends, and this is what I do for a living. I learned how to use technology, video technology. This is my game. And for me, it was really hard, and I had to become an expert on these things. And actually, hold on a sec. I think you two owe me a drink. Let's head to the pub because I just realized that because of you guys, I just lost business because I've been getting paid for people who say it's too complicated to put on a virtual event. I don't want to learn how to use these platforms that we don't want to name, so they're going to hire me to do it. Now they could just use you. So I do whatever you guys are drinking, but it's on you. I want a beer. I mean, this is what we're going for? Is people are having to hire middle people like me, to say I want to do a virtual event. I can't figure out how to use this thing. Can you do my event for me? And I've been creating spreadsheets for links to meeting rooms and all this stuff. none of that's needed anymore, huh?
Yeah, and the great professionals like yourself, they require like the payments. So basically, all the costs that event organizers have to make to prepare the event, they want to return this money. So they care about ROI, and this is how the ticket costs gets more and more and more. So basically, like we came from edutech, we got over 10 years of experience in edutech and creating barrier-free environment and making the technologies more accessible. In this case, we're making knowledge more accessible, and we want the equal opportunities for everybody to receive the information and to get the information. The information is the most valuable tool in life, and you should be able to get it as cheap as possible. And when you don't bear these costs in terms of preparing the event, you can make like tickets cheaper. So this is the whole idea.
Excellent. Was there anything I forgot to ask you about this platform? Anything you think people who are listening or curious, any questions they might have? Anyone in chat? By the way, we're live. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. If anyone has any questions, let us know. Probably get some more on the replays. But anything we forgot to chat about?
I suppose we've covered pretty much, but anyway, you can go to everytale.net and find out everything, or contact David for 5% of the check. He'll provide your contact information to us.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my last question. If people are like, oh, okay, I'm interested. Where do I go to learn more? Everytale.net has everything they need. They could reach out to you from there.
Right.
All right, you heard it, everyone. We're still trying to solve the problem of virtual events, and this looks like it looks like they read my complaint list here. I don't know if you've been hacking my emails, read my complaint list and addressed a lot of it. We have discoverability, we have some video production, we have ease of use, we have interactivity between the community as they're attending. These are the things that have been missing. So I'm really happy to see us working in the right directions, and I'm gonna have to attend some Everytale events to see for myself. And with that, thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Gentlemen.
And goodbye, YouTube. We'll see you hopefully next week, maybe the week after. I know streams have been sporadic, but we're trying to get them back online, and we're always having fun. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.